everlasting love. King Charles III, Prince Harry, and more members of the royal family paid tribute to Queen Elizabeth II after her death. Buckingham Palace confirmed the Queen's death on Thursday, September 8th, saying in a statement that she died peacefully at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. News of the sovereign's passing comes after Elizabeth chose to stay in Scotland to formally appoint Britain's new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, instead of returning to Windsor Castle due to mobility issues. Days after the ceremony, Buckingham Palace announced that Her Majesty's medical team put her under supervision amid her declining health. Prince William, Prince Charles, Duchess Camilla, and Harry all traveled to Balmoral, Scotland to be with the monarch on September 8th, more than a year before her death. Prince Philip was laid to rest in April 2021 at the age of 99. A source exclusively told us that the time that the Queen, who met Philip when she was just 13 years old in 1939, was heartbroken over her husband's death, whom she wed in 1947. Elizabeth has found it cathartic to soak up all the well wishes and tributes to the man she loved unconditionally for countless decades. A second insider told us after Philip's passing, saying how many lives he touched has been nothing short of extraordinary. Elizabeth, who is the longest reigning monarch in UK history, mourned her husband's death for 8 days in accordance with tradition, but took a pause to briefly return to work on April 13, 2021, to host a retirement ceremony for her former Lord Chamberlain, the Earl Peel. She didn't step out in public again until the Duke of Edinburgh's April 17th funeral. The Queen has been amazing. Daughter-in-law Sophie, Countess of Wessex, told The Sun following Philip's death. Sophie, 57, also noted that the monarch is thinking of others before herself. Princess Anne, reaction on Elizabeth II's death. I was fortunate to share the last 24 hours of my dearest mother's life. It has been an honor and a privilege to accompany her on her final journeys. Witnessing the love and respect shown by so many on these journeys has been both humbling and uplifting. The Princess Royal wrote in a touching statement shared via the Royal Family Instagram on September 13. We will all share unique memories. I offer my thanks to each and every one who shares our sense of loss, she continued. We may have been reminded how much of her presence and contribution to our national identity we took for granted. I am also grateful for the support and understanding offered to my dear brother, Charles, as he accepts the added responsibilities of the monarch. To my mother, the Queen, thank you. King Charles' reaction on Elizabeth II's death. The Prince of Wales, who ascended the throne after his mother's death, was the first member of the family to speak out about their loss. The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. His Majesty wrote in a Thursday statement, "We mourn profoundly the passing of cherished sovereign and much-loved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms, and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world. During this period of mourning and change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held." Prince William reaction on Elizabeth II's death. On Thursday, the world lost an extraordinary leader whose commitment to the country, the realms, and the Commonwealth was absolute. The Duke of Cambridge shared about his granny via his and Duchess Kate's joint Instagram account on Saturday, September 10th. So much will be said in the days ahead about the meaning of her historic reign, he continued. I, however, have lost a grandmother, and while I will grieve her loss, I also feel incredibly grateful I have had the benefit of the Queen's wisdom and reassurance into my 5th decade. She was by my side at my happiest moments, and she was by my side during the saddest days of my life. I knew this day would come, but it will be some time before the reality of life without Granny will truly feel real. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's reaction on Elizabeth II's death. Shortly after Elizabeth's death was confirmed, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex paid tribute to their legacy via their official Archewell organization. In loving memory of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, a statement on the website read, along with the years of her life, Windsor Castle is a lonely place up there now without her. The Duke of Sussex later mused during his Saturday walkabout with William, Meghan, and Kate. Every room she was in, you felt her presence throughout. In a lengthier statement, Harry celebrated his late grandmother's unwavering grace and dignity throughout her decades of service. Let us echo the words she spoke after her passing of her husband, Prince Philip. Words which can bring comfort to all of us now. Life, of course, consists of final partings as well as first meetings. You are already sorely missed, not just by us, but by the world over. And as it comes to first meetings, we now honor my father in his new role as King Charles III, he wrote on September 12th. Sarah Ferguson reacts on Elizabeth II's death. I am heartbroken by the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. Ferguson, who was previously married to Andrew, tweeted on Thursday, "She leaves behind an extraordinary legacy, the most fantastic example of duty and service and steadfastness, and a constant steadying presence as our head of state for more than 60 years. She continued, I will always be grateful to her generosity. She showed me in remaining close to me even after my divorce." She shared, "I will miss her more than words can express." Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi, reaction on Elizabeth II's death. Mozzi, who wed Andrew and Ferguson's daughter, Princess Beatrice, in July 2020, was equally heartbroken to learn about the late regent's death. Incredibly hard to process the last 24 hours. What an incredible woman, an extraordinary mark she left on the entire world. She was the rock on which modern Britain was built, he wrote via Instagram. Feeling very lucky that our little ones got to spend wonderful time with her this summer. Rest in peace, Your Majesty. We will miss you so much. Brokenhearted.